Day 19. Now, this is a very, very critical topic because as you went through your list in your early days in the business, there are a couple of things that we identified. We, number one, looked at all the people that were in your list of people and identified some people of key influence, your high-level reds. These are your attorneys, your doctors, lawyers, engineers, people that have had success and have built a following in life, your pastor. All very important people, but for whatever reason, in most cases, you may have challenges making your schedule match with theirs for your private business reception. And they are important enough because of the impact that they can have on your business, your industry, and your marketplace of setting aside the time for two-on-one conversations with an executive. Now, in order to facilitate that, you just have to understand, number one, the inviting posture to have where reds are concerned. When approaching a red, now red by definition, you have reds, greens, and blues. Reds are people that you look up to. Greens are your peers, and blues are people that look up to you. Specifically, today's conversation, we're going to focus on reds, and the inviting approach and language, just like Eric Worre talked about, is from a standpoint of gathering their business opinion. And it's a simple process. Let's say, for example, that you're talking to George, and he's a successful business owner. You simply say, George, listen, I just found something I'm very excited about, and because of the success that you've had in business, I want to get your serious business opinion about what I've got my hands on. Now, I've got some information I want to share with you just so you get a perspective on what we've got our hands on. And if it makes sense to you, I'm going to run with it. Does that make sense? You ask for his opinion, which is appropriate because he's already been successful based on things that he's done already. You also offer to share the information, not to present it to him, not to make the presumption that he would assume success principles from you. And then the next thing, you want to use the tools. One of the most professional tools that we have to offer where recruiting reds is concerned is third-party documentation and validation. Your Business at Home magazine provides the perfect background on the company, documentation of where the companies come from, 5 links by the numbers, but more importantly, points out different lifestyles of people that have created success in our industry. It also has a DVD covering the things of lifestyle because what you will find about highly paid professionals, doctors, lawyers, engineers, entertainers, they got tremendous demands on their time, and to be able to get some of their time back may be more valuable than making more money. So make sure to give them the opportunity to see that information, but then want to make sure that you start to allocate time for two-on-one conversations. These will tend to be centered around their schedule versus your schedule. So maybe you can get a cup of coffee, lunch, or dinner with that expert, with that guest, your red prospect, and the expert that you're working directly with. Now, during the conversation, your job is simply one of introduction and facilitation. Again, you're going to introduce and edify the two experts with one another. Say, for example, that you're working today with Senior Vice President Chuck Harden or Sean T. Hill. You say to that prospect, hey, listen, I want to, if this makes sense to you, after they look at the magazine, ask them what they like the most. And then they'll share with you whatever they like the most. Your answer is, me too. And I was hoping that I could get you connected with my senior business partner. This gentleman is having tremendous success in the business. As a matter of fact, he reminds me of you. When can I get the two of you together? Because I think if I can just facilitate the introduction, magic will happen. Sit down with the two of them. Once you facilitate the introduction and all the pleasantries, sit down and take vigorous notes on what your senior partner says and does during that conversation, because one day, you'll be that expert. You'll be the red that people are looking up to because of the success that you've created. And it all starts with, number one, understanding the language. I need your business opinion based on the success that you have. Number two, simplest peaking tool in the world. Take a look at this. It's the only one I have, but they did a great job. And if this makes sense to you, I'm going to run with it. And then number three, make sure during the conversation to facilitate introduction, make sure to establish to the red, this is Senior Vice President Chuck Harden. You two remind me of one another. I think if I sit the two of you down, magic will happen. Once those things are in place, step back, observe, learn, and be ready to be not just at the top, over the top, moving to the next level, because one day you will be the person they're looking up to. Senior Vice President Richard Harden, signing off.